Welcome to Channel Make your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one on getting all the insight. Now today's video is all about international students. Now obviously, I noticed about at least half of the people, they may have planned it to study Australia, but they have no ideas how a graduate temporary visa or perhaps a skill migration would actually work before you actually plan ahead to go study in Australia. Now if you're planning to study in high school or bachelor, well, you should be fine, but some people may have already entered into career and they wanted to come to Australia to study master degree. Now have you seen or have you got friends all around you, perhaps that's you, enroll into a master course that is less than 2 years of course? Now there's no problem for a course that is less than 2 years of durations. Well, obviously it's the shorter the better, because you get the master degree, no problem. But if you consider to migrate to Australia, it could be a problem there. Why is that? Now let's check this out. I've done a lot of video in this channel and talked about skill migration, and also this thing called the Australian study requirement. Now what is this all about? It's all about whether or not they meet the definition of you studying in Australia. Now if you just read the words, it's pretty simple. Now if you study 1 year studies, half year, yeah, of course I study in Australia, but what is Australia study requirement as a definition within the migration regulation or the law altogether? It is actually meaning that you have to actually completed at least 2 academic years of study, that equivalent to 4 semesters and over 16 calendar month. Now what is that gonna do and affect you if you study less than those period of time? Now the question is, it will cause a significant problem if you consider to get a 485, a graduate temporary visa, to actually work after you get the degree, or perhaps you want to get into skill migration, because Australian study requirement gets you additional points and get you a work visa once you graduated, so you can actually accrue those points towards moving into a skill migration pathway. So if you have studied less than those period of durations, then bad luck. Now that is the problem here. Now I've seen in my career in this industry, international education and also migration visa industry, we have seen so many people got into those loopholes, and obviously it's not good, because if you want to come back and study further, there's a further issue there. So you should, the reason I'm doing this video is that, and also this channel, is to let people plan ahead with more transparent information, so you don't miss it, so you don't complete your courses. For example, you have spent certain amount of money and study 1.5 years, and then you found out you cannot even get into skill migration, and that's a pity. So don't get into that kind of the trap that you cannot actually go out. And perhaps, and a lot of people will say, well, that's not a problem, maybe we just come back and go into university and ask for a short course, perhaps just 1 semester. Now problem with a short course is here, the course that you completed in order for you to actually meet the Australian study requirement in order to get your 485 visa or perhaps skill migration, require to be ending completed. That means the last studies allows you to complete it with, well, obviously bachelor degree. That's going to be more than 2 years for sure. Higher diploma, advanced diploma, and trade qualifications. Now we need to actually interpret this, you don't see any namings or words calling for postgrad certificates and postgrad diploma as well. Now, obviously, a grad cert or grad dip, if you want to study for it, it's actually a very short course, but it's not within the criteria. You don't even meet that requirement. Now, so if you have finished a master for 1.5 years, and then somehow you found another grad certificate for another semester, now that won't get you to meet the criteria in order to get your Australian study requirement, hence to get your 485 visa. And also there's a difficulty if you're going back to university to actually apply for it as well, because it's rarely applicable for international students as well. So let's check out with this sample that I'm taking from the University of Queensland. This is their internet. You can read at the top, International Postgrad UQ Guide 2023. So this is specifically designed as information for international students. Now I'm gonna jump to page, I think it's 28. Okay, it's a lot of work, very tiny and very small, because they designed to be like this. But this basically shows you all the courses that an international student can actually admit and enroll into University of Queensland. So if we read the duration part, there's only very rare course can actually get you 1 year or less than 2 years. You see that there, and you don't really see a half-year course here. So the first one is Advanced Economic Master, and with the 2 double asterisks, at minimum 1 year. There's no half year. There is no short course like grad dip or grad cert here, and most of them are mostly 2 years. What does this mean? I'm gonna summarize at the end of this video for you there. And if we continue to go this business research methods and methodologies for graduate diploma, yes, there's a graduate diploma, but that's 1 year, and plus there is a condition. Now, not everybody is gonna enter into business research methodology. You need to have a prerequisite there as well. If we move down, there is 1 year or Master of Engineering Science. Now that again, it's not common because you gotta have engineering background. It's not that easy as well. And then we move down, we really see, and there is one with half year, 0.5 year down here. And what is that course? Magnetic resonance and persistence emission. Wow, this is about medical school. Now, no one's gonna, if you study business or you study IT, you're not gonna pick this one because the prerequisite will not, you're not gonna get through the prerequisite. And same thing with this one. This is what conflict mediation and conflict resolution. This, I think, is law degree stuff. And go down. That's it. There's no more list down here, and you don't see any grad dip or grad cert courses available for international students. Now, you may say, no, that's only for UQ. Yes, but we're in the international education industry for long enough to learn that the 44 university all around Australia, they don't really offer that kind of courses anymore. And plus, even there is one, if we go back to the Australian study requirement, you still don't meet the requirement because there is no grad dip or grad cert. There's only bachelor degree, and my previous video had done it. The higher or higher, now that means master or PhD. Grad dip and grad cert will not be counted as a course requirement under the definition of Australian study requirement. So let's summarize with this video now. This video is serving as information based and warning for people who want to come to Australia to study, especially those people who already enter into career and they already got their bachelor degrees and they're looking to advance their career with a master degree. So be careful here. Do not, unless you have no intention and you don't want to leave any option for yourself or opportunity for yourself to skill migrate Australia, then that's fine. You go there for 1 year, no problem for you, and you get your degree and you go back. to your home country. But if you do want to have that option, allow you to get into workforce after you graduate and perhaps skill migrate in Australia, then you better choose something that is more than 2 years of study for master degree. Otherwise, you will enter into this trap that we have just talked about. And once you enter into those traps, there's no way out. The only way out is get another master degree, and that's likely to be another 1.5 years or perhaps 2 years of study. And that's very wasteful in way financially, costing money. And also, if you study 2 masters, why not just study a bachelor degree at the beginning anyway? And it shouldn't be in someone's plan anyway. Well, anyway, should you have more question, query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below. And I'll see you next video. Goodbye.